All right, y'all, this is Dofus Touch, and I am going to show you from beginning to end how to get this game figured out, because it's a big game we're talking about. We're talking about a huge game that's got tons of features, tons of stuff to do. It'll keep you busy, and you're gonna be... So I've been playing this game for a long time. I have like 6,000 hours, I think, behind this game. It's been around for like 8 years, and I've spent pretty much like $2 a month. So if you are dealing with financial struggles and you're like, I'm spending too much money, get addicted to Dofus Touch, and then you spend all your time on that and you never spend a dime on anything entertainment wise, and you save a lot of money. So it's really nice, and it's an amazing game in every way. Anyways, so this is going to be a tutorial. I'm going to explain 10 tips. 10 tips on getting forward in this game. There's a lot to it. We're about to open up some new servers on April 3rd. So this game's about to get popular, especially with all the advertising. Anyways, I don't want to waste your time. Let's get straight to it. So I'm gonna show you 10 tips that I'm gonna throw in here. You're gonna figure out the game. So the first thing we're gonna go over is the best places to XP starting out. Then we're gonna talk about how to buy and equip a mount and swap them between characters. We're gonna talk about how to learn a profession synergy, and how to start making commas, which is the currency of the game. We're gonna talk about the first few sets to buy for your character. We're going to talk about how to find a guild with the address book, and finding a guild in general. Once you find a guild, I'm going to show you what your guild mates can do to help you the most. I'm going to show you how achievements work, long-term quests that you should start immediately. I'm going to show you the best places to get more information about the game. And then the 10th tip is a secret tip, and I'll tell you at the end of this video, okay? So, alas, here we go. And I'm just going to do a little flex and show you all the 200s I have, because I have no life whatsoever. So, these are my classes, and let's go. Oh, you know what? You know what's a great tip? You know what? Forget about all this. Let's do this. Let's go over... Okay, you know what? I'll make another video on choosing a class. All right, so here's what we're going to talk about. The best places to XP starting out. So this is not the best place to XP. Okay, so the best places to XP starting out is going to be... The answer is anywhere. Anywhere is a good place to XP, as long as there is the level of the groups are high enough and the groups have stars. So let me explain this to you. We have so this is the map of the world. It's huge. There's tons to do. It's amazing. But if you click on an area, each area is a certain amount of cells. You can see that glowing right in the middle there. It's glowing, flashing in and out. So they are being annoying with their sound effects, so I'm going to go somewhere where it's quiet. 1 second. Let's see. Amokna Castle is always quiet. No emotes. Alright, now they're going to leave me alone. Now, here's what we're going to do. Oh, also, I am going to... Where is it? Mass consulting words in the chat channel, and then I don't have to edit so much. Alright. Now, pardon me. Anywhere is a good place to XP. And the reason for that is because there's something called stars. And so look at this map. Level 80. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Level 80. You click on any region and it'll say what level the region is. So this one is level 80. This region is level 40. This region is level 60. So this is what you do. every map, at this point, at this moment, there's 4 monster groups per map. Let me show you what a monster group is. You go to, let's see, Scareleaf Plain. And so there's going to be 4 mobs, we call them mobs, on the map. So if you do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 4 groups of monsters on the map. And they cannot exceed 4 monsters per group. And it will usually be one group of 1 or 2, another group of 2 or 3, another group of 2 or 3, and another group of 3 to 4. So here's what you want. You open the map, alas, you click on an area. This level is 35. So what does that mean? That means that the monsters are going to be approximately level 35. You see that? That one's level 34. So let's say you're level 35. This is a great place to XP, as long as there's stars. These are stars. And if you hold it down, you'll see the star level. There's a star and then the number. It goes up to 10. If you have between 5 and 10 stars, that's usually a pretty good thing to hit. And the way that the level goes is, since this is a level 35 area, that means a level 35 person would come here and fight 1 monster at a time. But if you're level 70, you would come here and fight 2 monsters at a time. Because the fastest way to XP is fighting groups that add up to either your level or your group level of people you're playing with. But if you're soloing XP, you want to find a group, you want to find a map that has, and what level it is, this one's level 35, and be like, hey, I'm level 70, that means I should go to a level 35 map and fight 2 monsters for each group. So the monster group will be level 70, and then you can handle 2 of them. And if you're a higher level, if you're level, let's see, 70 so 115 or whatever, then you fight 3 of them. So, or 105. So that's how you decide where you want to level. If you look, you can click on anywhere in the map. Every single place in the map has a level of the map, and then you go there and you find it half of your level to fight 2, or your level to fight 1. Easy math. That's risen math right there. And that's how you're going to do it. Let me see what else notes I have. XP over time. That is super important. So let's say, okay, so you... let me change something real quick. I'm going to change my XP to 0, contributed to the guild. Okay, so let's say you have here this group. Okay, this group gives me 6,000 XP when I fight it, because I'm way over leveled and it's not giving me much XP at all. But let's say that this group gives me 6,000 XP, and 6,000 is a lot of XP for me for whatever reason. In this case, that means that I should look at the end of the fight. Look, at the end of the fight, you're going to get information when you win. So I am going to hit this guy. I'm going to kill him. And then here's what we have. You'll see up here, it says duration 6 seconds. So that means if it took me 6 seconds to complete, that means I got 6,000 XP in 6 seconds. That's 1,000 XP per second. That is how you measure how much XP an area is. Because you always take the amount of XP you're getting and divide it by how long it takes to fight it. And that's the ratio of should I XP here. And because you want to you want to XP fast. You don't want to waste your time hitting stuff that's not rewarding you. So you hit stuff, and then it gives you how long it took, and you fight a bunch of different things, and you can be like, you know what, this area is really good for me. This is my element, and I've realized that over here is the best place for me to XP because I get this much XP in this much time. So that's how that goes with that. Okay. Achievements. Achievements are a very fast way to XP. You will find achievements over here. Do you see in this menu, there is this. This is the achievement menu. And in this achievement menu, it will have a bunch of things that you can do to get XP. There's exploration. Exploration doesn't really give much XP. But every monster you fight will have an achievement for it. So if you go to a Machna, and then you click on, let's say, Gobbles, then it means that every single one of the monsters from Gobbles, you have to do a challenge on that monster, and you get a check mark. So if you fight a white gobbly, a black gobbly, a gobble war chief, and a gobble together or separately with a challenge, and you're level 55, then that means you get this achievement, which gives me in particular 591,000 XP, which is fun, you know. And so you get that much XP, and it's really not bad at all, and it's a great way to XP. Tofu's the same thing. A bunch of different tofus. You do a challenge with each one, hit level 35. Alas, you have gotten some XP. So that's what's going on over there. Dungeons also give XP. So let's say you are fighting bad examples. Crackler Dungeon. Crackler Dungeon has Faint-Hearted and First achievement, which means, and it'll give you instructions, the Faint-Hearted means when you're fighting the legendary Crackler boss, you must not end on a cell adjacent to an opponent. And when you do that and you win the fight, then you get 1 million XP. Just like that. It's additional. You're already doing the dungeon. You're already doing what you're supposed to do. And then you get 1 million XP on top of everything, as well as kill the boss first. And then there's the duo achievement for doing it with only 2 players. And then there is the Crackler Dungeon. Just for completion, you get an achievement for that too. So that is awesome. That's how dungeon achievements work. The best way to do your dungeon achievements is that you're going to get a quest. And that quest is going to be, let's see where it is. It's going to be a Keymaster quest. And the Keymaster quest, you are going to get that in Albuera. When you're fighting the boss at the Albuera Island where you start out, you're going to get a quest that's going to ask you to fight every dungeon in a certain order. Every dungeon is going to give you a key, and then you fight that dungeon, and when you defeat it, you go back to the NPC, and it'll give you XP in your next dungeon. And while you're doing that, that is the best time to do dungeon achievements, and that is... And it's just efficiency. That's the best way to do it. Monster achievements. Dailies are a great way to get XP. So over here, this is where the dailies are. And if you go over here, there's daily missions. Defeat 3 Torpid Barbarians, defeat 2 players in PvP combat, and defeat 1 bulb of flax in a single fight. Great way to get experience. You get new ones every day. You can refresh them if you want. You press this to refresh them. And you get three free refreshes a day, I believe. And you get more if you get the Elite bonus pack. So, you defeat whatever it tells you to do, your current missions. You get an extra one with an Elite bonus pack. And that's what you're supposed to do. And you do them with a group or whatever it is. And get them done, and it gives you 6 million XP over here, which is nice. You know, it's a great way to get XP, and it gives you rewards, which can either consist of Doploons and Colosakins, and those are the things you'll figure out what to do with later. Dailies are a great way to get XP, and at the current moment on the current patch, if you get a dungeon, if it tells you to do a dungeon with a daily mission, it also rewards you the key of that dungeon at the end of the daily when you complete it. So I don't know if they're going to patch that out or what, but the current patch when this is being released, that's what's up. All right, Now we're going to talk about mounts. And the reason I'm including this in the video is because people ask me all the time, how do you equip a mount? So here's what you do. You want to get one of these, Bontarian Intercity Express Potion. You can get it from the market. You go to the market, type it in, Bontarian Intercity Express Potion. Or you can just type in Bonta and you'll find it under Alchemists. And then, so you come here, it'll teleport you here. And then you use the Zappy, which is this Drago Turkey right here. And you go to Pet Market right here. Markets and then Pet Market. And you go one to the left. And, okay, so first you need to buy a mount. So how do you buy a mount? You go to the market, animals, pet certificate. No, not pet certificate. Mount certificate. And then these are all the mounts you can get. You can click on them and then click on the certificate. It'll pop up this menu. It'll show you the effects it'll show you the effects of what you can of what that Drago Turkey has. You purchase it, and then you walk up to this gate over here, and then the certificate will be under certificates in this menu over here, and then you drag the certificate like this to your equip slot on the bottom left. Now, I'll just go over how to XP a mount real quick. So if you have an equipped mount, you go to the mount and it says, so there's a mount menu right here, this one, and you click on that, and then it's XP given 90%. So, or it'll default be 0%. You go to XP given, you press the three dots over there, and then switch it to whatever percentage of your XP you want to give to your mount. Okay, so that's what you do. Usually, XPing mounts is for the new players who don't have a lot of commas. So you go to the market, you go to mount certificate, and you get something for, like, see, this mount is really cheap if it's not, if it's only level 1. You know, if it's only level 1, it doesn't, it's way cheaper than one that someone else leveled already. So you buy one of those and then switch the XP to 90%. But be careful, 100% be careful. Because when you're buying a mount, you're going to see over here on this, you see this here, this is the Drago Turkey with an arrow on it. That tells you that it's mountable. Never buy a mount certificate that isn't mountable. Because then you'll buy it, equip, and you won't be able to equip it because it's not mountable. So check, be like, don't be like, oh, it's 40,000, it's cheap, I can afford it. But no, look, it's not mountable. And so you have to go here where it's mountable, and that you can equip, and that you can XP. You have to equip it, you have to change the XP, and that's how you level it up. It's going to take some of your own XP, and it's going to level up your Drago Turkey. All right, let's see what else there is to discuss. Basics on learning professions. Okay, so professions are pretty much how you get currency in the game, and it's a player-run economy, like completely player-run. So you have to contribute to the economy to be a productive member of society to eat and live and breathe. So we're going to go to, I actually am not super familiar with, of course I don't have the Astrub Zap. Okay, give me a second. All right. I'm going to run out. So let me explain this to you. So every profession is something that you have to level. You you get the profession, either farmer or baker or alchemist, and you have to level the profession. It's going to start at level 1, and you have to level it to level 100. You see these, and so like it, the profession menu always lags. It always lags. Okay, so you have, so this is an alchemist, and as you can see, the first thing requires 4 items to craft. Let me make sure I'm still recording. Okay, good. It takes 4 items to craft, but when you are level 1, you will only be able to craft things that have 2 items. And basically, you would crafting professions, you would collect the materials, either from the market or collecting it from the ground, and you would use those items. Go to the baker's market. You can go to the Bonta and use the baker's market. Or let's see. Okay, so the only thing I want to point out here with Astrub. Where is it? Library. Okay. Looks like they don't have a profession information center anymore. Wow. Okay. So you pretty much, it's easy to find profession leaders now, people who teach professions. You usually just go to it. I think you can get every profession from Astrub. So let me show you Astrub. You know Astrub. If you're already opening this game up, you know what Astrub is. Okay, so if you don't know what Astrub is, then you will just play the game and you'll learn what Astrub is. So we have all these. Oh, come on, run faster. We have all these. So you can see here on the map, Fisherman and Fishmonger's workshop. We have Handyman's workshop. And usually you just go to the workshop and say, hey, I want to be a baker. So I'm going to go to the baker's workshop in Astrub as soon as my character picks up some speed here. And you run in, and usually there's an NPC inside. Talk to them, hey, I'm interested in being a baker. See right here. Find more about the baker profession. And you become the baker. So let's talk about what professions go well together. So, okay, something is making noise in here. I'm going to walk out. Okay. So, there are tons of professions. Tons of them. And I am going to show you farmer and baker because it makes the most sense to show that. Because farmer and baker is going to be like, if you can start making XP or grinding professions, you're pretty much going to want to start with farmer. Uno segundo, because okay, yeah, I have to reset because this game will occasionally not like you to change classes and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to switch to my Sacreer because that is my farmer. And my farmer, so if you look over here, it basically is, your farmer is a gathering profession. So if you look here, these are all of the things you can gather. So you start with, where is it? Wheat. Wheat is what you start with. If you press this button over here, it'll show you on the map everywhere that has wheat. And you go there and you farm wheat by clicking on it. So you have the farmer profession, then you click on wheat, you gather it, and that's how it goes. And then you can craft with it by going to this menu over, or this list of stuff over here, and you can craft stuff with your farmer. And usually the way it works for farmer, and I'm not going to go over every profession how it works, but your farmer is going to, it's going to collect the cereals and then crush it into flour. And then you make a baker, and the baker will take the flour and mix it with these, and you collect these other ingredients. You go to a baker's workshop and you mix the ingredients at the baker's workshop. And that's how you get sesame seed bread. And then once you have sesame seed bread, or whatever bread you want to make, then you, so like let's say you have 100 of it, or let's say you have 10 of it, and you want to sell 10 of it on the market. You go to the bread, then you, in your inventory, you click over here, sell in bid house. There's a picture of a comma, and then you click on it, and you press times 10. You go to, you do 10, and then whatever price you want to make it. And usually, the best thing to do is to just click on where it says times 10, 8,000. So I'm clicking over here. Minimum listed price currently available on the market. And then you click on that, it'll automatically make it 10, and then you sell it for 8,000 with a 240 comma sales fee. So that's how you craft, and then you make, and then you do this, and then you do that, and you have your bread, and then you sell it, and you make commas, and you are a contributing member of society. And then you can make commas and succeed. Okay. So, professions. What else do I want to cover with you? Okay, so I also want to talk about the slots. So like baker. So this in-tray bread right here. This in-tray bread, it takes 7 items to craft it. So this is off the top of my head. I might get this wrong, but just so you get an idea. At level 1, you can craft things that require 2 different types of ingredients. At level 3, or at level 10, you can craft 3 different types of ingredients. At level 4, let me start over. At level 1, you can craft things with 2 different kinds of ingredients. At level 10, 3 different kinds of ingredients. At level 20, 4 different kinds of ingredients. At level 40, 5 different kinds of ingredients. At level 60, 6 different kinds of ingredients. At level 80, 7 different kinds of ingredients. And at level 100, 8 different kinds of ingredients. And usually when it comes to things like crafting, let's see. What do I have? So I have a shoemaker. I'll show you my shoemaker. It's not very far. I'm a poor boy. Okay, so my shoemaker is level 54, which means I can only craft, you see that? Only craft up to 5 slots. And the stuff that is requires 5 slots is usually better quality. And then once you're level 100, you can craft things that require 8 slots, and those things are pretty much endgame items that everyone wants. Actually, not true. Everything pretty much level 100 and higher are 8 slot. And then once it gets higher level, you collect the items, you sell it for gargantuan prices, and you are a contributing member of society. You deserve to live. So that is how that works. You have that's how many slot. That's how you unlock slots. You level it up. You craft stuff. It shows how much XP you get from crafting, and then as you have more levels, you can craft with more slots. Okay, let me make sure I'm still recording. Yes, I am. It's been 30 minutes. Oh my goodness, I'm speaking way too much. So I'm probably gonna break this up with AI. Okay. The best sets to wear at early level. Okay, best sets to wear at early level. Great, splendid, wonderful. Let's go over that. Okay. So as I hear, because I don't do layers a lot, there's something called layers. If my map will expand, There we go. Layers, layers, layers. So these things with the sword, those are layers. And you go over there at low levels, you fight the monsters, and you need some sort of token for it so that you can fight those monsters. It's a great way to get XP. There's achievements that go with it. There's also a lair over here that you fight different monsters in it, and you get XP. I don't know how good the XP is in there anymore, but it used to be insane. I don't know what it's like now. You fight monsters in these lairs, and then they drop equipment, and usually that equipment is pretty good for your level at early levels. So that is probably the best way to do it in the start. If you want to talk about what like things you can purchase that that are good levels, then let's talk about, there's the gobble set. So you go to gobble, and you tailor's hat, gobble headgear. So this is, see, this gobble headgear gives strength and intelligence. And strength is earth, intelligence is fire. And then so you pretty much, you can click on it and then do set. And this is the gobble set. And you can combine bonuses with that button there. And that shows all the stats that it has. So if you are a fire character or an earth character or both, gobble set is the best place to start. Or to when you hit, I think, like level 41 or something, then it's the best place to go. For earth or fire. And then there's, let's see, for water, we have the farmer set. You can go to set, and that is at level 30-ish. That's a good place to start. And then for air is weird because it's like the best sets for it are actually scrambled of a bunch of different sets all together. But as I recall, you want toady and some staff that looks like a Mario thing. Okay, so I'm confusing you. Here's how I don't confuse you. There's a website, Dofusbook.com. Dofusbook.com. You go to Dofusbook, you type in, it's really hard to explain just off the top of my head, but you go there, make sure it translates to English, because it's a French website, and go to the builder, and you can experiment with sets there. If you're technically inclined, I'm sure you can figure it out pretty quickly. I'll eventually do a Dofusbook tutorial. Okay, all right. Dofusbook tutorial. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump over to Dofusbook and just show you what it looks like really quickly. Let's see, Chrome. Dofusbook. And so you go to, oh, no, that's going to give me cancer. Dofusbook. And then you go there. Dofusbook.net. I have led you astray. I apologize. And then you go to create a build. And then you choose your character. And then you can pretty much select the slot that you want to add. You filter through what stats you want on it, and then it'll show you what gear is available for that. But just keep in mind that you want to go to, I don't know how to do it on the mobile app, but you want to do, there's a way, oh, here, you go to tools, and then DB Touch. And then you get the website specifically for Dofus Touch. Okay, I wanted to cover that. Then I want to cover the Dofus Wiki. So you go to Dofus Wiki. There's a wiki for the Dofus Touch, but I really don't recommend it. Yeah, I don't recommend it because it doesn't have it doesn't have nearly as much information. But this is the Dofus Wiki, and you can go to you can search pretty much anything in there, any quest, any monster, it'll give you information on it. If there's a boss you can't figure out, you go to Dofus Wiki. And then there's also a website called Papycha, Papycha, and that pretty much can give you tutorials on everything also. And it'll translate, you have to translate it to English. This is an Ice Dofus tutorial. That's what's going on here. Okay, now I have to go back to the game and I will show you more of what's going on. All right, so check out my website for Dungeon Boss infographics. Yes, I have a website, Dofus Touch infographics. It'll explain all of the bosses, what their weaknesses are, how to make them weak, how to make them vulnerable, because a lot of bosses you can't even do, especially in an island called Frigos. There's a lot of bosses who they're invulnerable to damage unless you do a special thing. So I'm gonna link my website down below, and it'll have all the infographics. I made little Pokemon cards that explain every boss, so you can check that out. Things I wish I knew at level 1. Oh, okay, that's not Decay Farmer Baker. How to the Dofus come. Oh, okay. So, all right, the rest of the tutorial I'm gonna have to do from the top of my head. Okay, so I went over the first few sets. Oh, how to find a guild with the address book. So they're gonna make some English tutorials or English servers that are the easiest way. When we have an English server, the easiest thing you can do is you open the chat, you go to let's see, where is it? Here, I'm gonna go here, and you go to shoot. You have to go to trade. No, not trade. Recruitment, and then you go to recruitment, and you type in whatever you. Hey, I'm looking for a guild. And that'll be the easiest way to do it when we have an English server. Now this server is I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. It's full of Spanish players. And that will be the best way to do that. Otherwise, go to the address book. The address book is over here. Nobody uses it, but I use it. You click on it, search guilds, and it'll show the top guilds all at the top. Based on level, you can search based on members, and then you can do the same thing for alliances. Press the search button right away. It'll show you the top alliances. And that's just a way, so like you can go to guilds, and then let's say you want to join We Failed the Challenge. So you click on We Failed the Challenge, and it'll show you the leader. The leader is Karkra. You can click on him, and then do add to my friend list. And then I have too many friends, so I can't add him. But you would basically click on him on your friends list and see if he's online. And then, I'm making it way too complicated. But pretty much contact the leader. That's how you find the guilds that are on the top. You find the leader, message the leader. You can send a private message. If they're not online, wait for them to be online. That's honestly, like on this server, that's the best thing to do. But when we have an English server, go to recruitment and switch it to recruitment here, and then type in, hey, I'm looking for a guild. That's the easiest way to do that. Okay, so what do you do once you have a guild? A guild is great for a bunch of things. I can make a video forever on what that'll do. So the main thing that you're going to get from a guild is, especially starting out, you're going to get these level 1 to 50 dungeon achievements. So achievements, dungeon, level 1 through 50, and you're going to get one person, you only need one person, someone who can carry you, and you'd still take part in the fighting if they're low level enough, but, you find either a friend your level or someone a higher level, and you go through all these dungeons and do the achievements with them. That's one of the fastest ways to XP. I strongly recommend it. I explained how achievements worked. Long-term quests to start immediately. If you are a go-getter and you're like, hey, I'm going to probably play this game for a long time, even if I don't know, it's probably good to start. What you're going to do, okay, so there's 3 quests I would say you want to get started immediately. Started around level 50. You're going to want to go to, first one is in Lousy Pig Plain. There's a place called the Almanac or whatever. What is this? The Almanacs. This is the Almanac Sanctuary. You go in here. It might have you do a quest before you can do it. The quest is annoying. Is just, why? But, whatever. When you get the quest done, you're going to talk to this guy and be like, declare that you're ready to honor the Meridia, reply that it's LOC, and then go and search for the offering. Then you go to... Okay. I'm confusing you. I'm sorry. I have ADHD. I'm doing my best, I promise. When you come to this Almanac, what you're trying to do is you take a lengthy quest. Basically, every day you go to this guy, you do the quest that he wants you to do, and you get a calendar page. This is a calendar page over here. And when you collect a calendar page every day, eventually when you have 365 calendar pages, you get a Dofus. What's a Dofus? If you don't know by now, it's pretty much the end game content, or not the end game content, it's the point of the game. The point of the game is to collect all the Dofus. And there's 3 that come to mind that are quest based, that you want to work on right away. Actually, there's more than 3. The way that you get this one is you talk to this guy, you get that quest, and then it'll say, you go to your quest, class temple, Almanacs, and it says take 2 Drill a Brain. So you're going to buy Drill a Brain. 1, 2, you need 2 of them. Then you give it to this dude, hand over the offering, go and pray, and then you walk into the door that's open based on whatever season it is. You go to here, you talk to this Meridia guy, and leave, and then talk to this guy again, and alas, you've completed it, you're done for the day, and then you go on to the next one. That's the first Dofus you can get. That you should start immediately and do every day, and you get XP for it, so it's awesome. Then there's a Dofus. There's a Dofus in Pandala Island. There's a Dofus in Wabbit Island. There's a Dofus on Automai Island, and there's a Dofus on Fregost Island. So I would say the first Dofus you want to go for is actually the Silver Dofus. It's something they added recently. I've never gotten it before. I'm going to go somewhere quieter. Magna Castle, cool. Okay, now I'm going to acquire a place. So what you're going to do is, the Dofus you want to start with is Silver Dofus. You basically get it by doing all the Astrub quests. So you go to Astrub right over here. talk to all the people, look in your achievements. There's quest achievements, and once you finish all the quests, you get a silver Dofus. The Dofus you want to go for next is the Wabbit Dofus. You access. So I'm not going to tell you how to do it because you can go on the wiki and learn how to do it, and I'm not going to be long-winded here. But, and I'm already so long-winded, I'm out of breath. I'll tell you what. I would say the Kawit Dofus is where you want to go to next because it's really nice for early game. You'll be using it for a long time. So pretty much as soon as you get the silver Dofus, go on the wiki. How do I get Kawit Dofus? Cawwot Dofus, and then hunt it down. You're going to have to basically go through this island. It's a maze. It's crazy. It's stressful, but you'll figure it out. Next quest you want to work on is the Eternal Harvest quest, which you get to Canopy Village. So what you want to do is there's a quest that you have to do to get access to Automai. Let me get to the main zap. So you basically... Okay, how do you get to Automai again? Okay, you go to Sophokia, you talk to a dude over here, and then he lets you take... You do a quest, gives you a boat. You take a boat, it brings you over here. Then go on the wiki, say I wanna start Eternal Harvest, and it'll tell you everything you have to do. You basically go to this, you come to this island, and you find a guy named Automai, and what you basically have to do is crazy. You go to here, Automai Island and Eternal Harvest, and it's a 35-step quest where you basically have to capture, where was I? Where was I? Okay, you basically have to capture every single monster that it tells you. You go to you have to get this spell from Quack Dungeon. Quack Dungeon is over. You go to Quack Dungeon, it's somewhere over here. And you get the soul capture spell. Automai will give you a bunch of soul stones, and go on the wiki, it'll explain everything. I'm going to be long-winded again. You basically want to capture every single monster in the game. Gotta catch them all. And every time you collect a certain page of monsters, you go to Automai, turn them in. That's something you want to start right away. When you finish that quest, then you get the Ochre Dofus, and the Ochre Dofus gives you 1 ability point, action point, and it's one of the most useful Dofuses in the game. And then the last one you want to get to, which you don't start until level 100, you want to go to Frigos Village. How do you get to Frigos Village? Look in the wiki. I'm exhausted. You'll figure it out. Trust me, you'll figure it out. And you go to, okay, I'll show you. You go to this area over here, and there's a boat to Frigos Island. You go to Frigos, and you do all the quests there. The quests are annoying. Go online. I want to get the Ice Dofus. It'll show you how to get the Ice Dofus. You start at level 100. You start the quest, and it's stressful, but the Ice Dofus is awesome. It gives you 20 damage in each element, and it's worth getting. It's the end game content. So getting Ice Dofus, once you get Ice Dofus, you've completed one huge part of the end game content. Get started immediately. It's awesome. Let's see if there's anything else I need to discuss. Let's see, best places to get more information about the game, the wiki. Okay, my number 10, because I haven't been counting them at all. Trust me, this is tip number 10. We went over 9 tips. Trust me, that's what happened. Tip number 10, have fun. This is the secret tip. The secret nobody knows is to have fun. Because the best part of the game is being a noob. Honestly, I'm giving you all these tips, but I'm ruining the game for you. Because the best way to play this game is to just explore and figure it out. you know? Figuring it out is the best part. It's a world. Look at it. Look at this giant world. It's crazy big, dude. Let me make sure I'm still recording. It's a crazy big world. Like, look at this. Could you imagine if I told you take one step, and told you how to do everything in the game? That would be stupid. This is an exploration game. There's a giant world to explore. Not just this game, but it's a series of games. Don't worry about that. Sorry, don't mean to stress you out. This game is a world, and it's an MMO, RPG, and you have to explore. And you explore and you figure it out. You fight this dungeon, fight that dungeon. You make friends with your guild mates. Hey, how do I do this, that? Exploring is part of the fun. And once you're level 200, you'll hate the game because everything is competitive and, I gotta be a good player now. No. Be a noob, dude. Be a noob. That's the best part. That's why everyone who used to play this game is coming back for the new server. Is because, dude, you know what? Being a noob is the best part of the game. And, I mean, a lot of them are going to go way too hard. They're not going to really get the noob experience because they're not exploring everything for the first time. But enjoy the moment. And make friends, dude. You got to make friends in this game. Because if you don't make friends, you're not going to get very far. You have to talk to your guildies. Hey, let's do this, let's do that. You got to do stuff together. Because this game loves teamwork. It loves it. And so you make your friends. You meet people. You hate certain people. It'll happen, trust me. And, you explore the game. And that's how it goes, man. It's an energetic community. Most people are pretty decent to talk to. And no, it's a friendly community. Compared to other games, very, very friendly community. And you just play the game and explore. Honestly, my 10th tip is don't watch this video. Just jump in and play the game and enjoy it. And that's what you got to do. So that's what's going on. And I love every single person in this game, even when they piss me off, because we're all brothers and sisters and we're having a good time. And that's what I have to offer you. This video was way too long. And I hope you enjoy your adventure and have a swell day. Another thing I wanted to add is that if you want to take a mount or a Drago turkey and move it to another character, you can click on the gate over here and you can drag the Drago turkey to certificates. And then once it's a certificate, it's essentially an item that you hold. This is your certificate. And then you can go to the bank and drop it off in the bank and pick it up with another character. And then once you pick it up from the bank on your other character certificate, and then drag it, equip, or drag it to the stable where it can chill out for a little bit. So that is that. Good morning. This is an edit I'm throwing in here. Okay, so there's a bunch of professions that you can get. I'm going to go over profession synergy real quick. So there's alchemist, artificer, there's all these professions. I'm going to go over which ones go together. So obviously farmer and baker are the best. Here's farmer and then baker. So farmer will collect cereals and the baker and turn it into flour, and the bakers will make bread. Alchemists are standalone because it's both a gathering and crafting profession. Usually the advice I give people is that the first thing that you should do with your alchemist is gather 5-leaf clovers and make recall potions. Just because everyone needs those, everyone buys those. Everyone buys bread too, so those are two good ways to make commas early game. There's hunter and butcher. Hunter you equip a weapon that is considered a hunting weapon. You either buy a dagger that has hunting weapon, or you can alter a weapon to be a hunting weapon. and that causes you to drop meat that you cut out of your monsters that you fight, and then you prepare the meat with the hunter, and then you make it a meal with the butcher. And then there's fisherman, which fishes things out of the water, and fishmonger. Fisherman guts the fish, and then the fishmonger prepares it into a meal. Handyman is basically, they make keys. Everyone needs a handyman now because the new update requires a key to get in the dungeon, because they just made it so there's no free dungeons. So handyman makes keys and also stuff for breeding Drago turkeys, which I know nothing about. Then there's miner and lumberjack, and those two, lumberjack cuts down trees, miners goes into the mines to take the ore. Those usually pair well with pretty much with jeweler mostly, but pretty much any gear crafting profession. Well, particularly jeweler and any weaponsmith, because there's two different kinds of weaponsmith. There's the smiths and the carvers. The smiths are like daggers. They're all separate. Dagger smith, swordsmith, hammersmith. And then the carvers are like bow carver, wand carver, staff carver. The carvers will use more wood. I'd have to review this. I don't know for sure, but a long time ago, at least, the carvers used more wood and the miners used more ore. But both of those professions are good for a weapon crafting profession. Let's see. There's also so for every, and also, let's see, what was I gonna say? Okay, so also there's magus. So basically, once you get a professional level 65, you can alter the stats on things that you craft. So you craft something, or you buy something, a gear, and then you can use your magus once it's level 65 to edit the stats and make it stronger. Then there's artificer. Artificer makes trophies. Trophies are basically like things you equip on your inventory. On the left, there's like a bunch of slots that you can put equipment. You put trophies in there. You can also put Dofus in there, and those are they carry stats, and Artificer is the one that makes them. What else does Artificer make? It makes one more thing. I can't remember. What does Artificer make? I can't quite remember. It makes trophies and another thing. Let's see what else there is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah, those are the synergies. Miner and lumberjack goes with any gear crafting. Fisherman and fishmonger. Farmer and baker. An alchemist stands alone. And and hunter and butcher. So those are like synergy combinations.